Hanoi is a beautiful and dynamic city. However, visitors can still get lost in an entirely different space that's completely different from the city's main streets. Old houses that were built years ago in alleyways evoke nostalgia. There are alleys of villages with ancient crafts that have existed for hundreds of years. There are also super narrow alleys that lead visitors to a restaurant with good food and an interesting history.
Oh, very tender inside. Look.
What roles do Hanoi's alleyways play in the city's daily life?
In the city's anatomical chart, the alleyways and tiny lanes are like veins and arteries that branch out, pulsating with the lifeblood that gives the capital city its vitality and its strength.
Let's follow Andrew Guer and find out in this
Xin
episode
chào.
of Vietnam Discovery. The Hanoi Old Quarter is always a fascinating tourist destination. Not far from the Sword Lake, this place boasts various entertainment and dining services. The Old Quarter is also densely populated and the most bustling business zone in the capital city.
I'm in Hanoi's Old Quarter in one of its many tiny lanes and alleyways that are teeming with life. Here, you can have your nails done. You can buy a camera. You can have your hair done. You can stay overnight in a hostel. The Old Quarter's alleys are home to many interesting people. Come with me as we explore some of the Old Quarter's narrow lanes and meet some of its people.
Hang Vuom Street is known for its various super narrow alleys. They are so small that people easily overlook them if they do not pay attention. Many tiny alleys lead to private homes, and you should only enter when you've made an appointment in advance. This passageway is small and long. It is only wide enough for only one or two persons on a motorcyclist to pass through. During daytime, the bulbs are still on. This alley is rarely tidied up, and yet people who do not want to move out. More especially, there are people from other places who even move in.
Trước kia tôi cũng sống ở trong ngõ và sau khi giải tỏa đường Trường Chinh thì nhà tôi phải lên chung cư và mình cứ bị ám ảnh về cái không gian sinh hoạt thời thơ ấu. Khi đến đây thì tôi bắt gặp cái cuộc sống thân thuộc của mình trước đây và mình quyết định tìm cảm hứng ở trong những cái con ngõ phố cổ này. Có ngõ tôi sẽ ấn tượng cái màu sắc hoặc là cái không khí người ta sinh hoạt, hoặc có ngõ thì tôi thấy về cái hình khối của những cái kiến trúc tòa nhà nó đặc trưng cho phố Hà Nội thì tôi sẽ vẽ. Khi đi qua một con ngõ rất là chật nhưng mà vào đây lại được một cái không gian rất yên tĩnh, nó rất phù hợp cho nghệ thuật và công việc của tôi.
Viet, xin chào.
Chào.
So nice to see you. Your work is beautiful. How long have you been working on this?
3 months.
3 months.
Yes.
What part of the Old Quarter is this scene from?
Hang Vuom Street.
Hang Vuom. And the beautiful purple flowers?
Hoa bằng lăng.
I love the people and the little stools. Very nice. What time of year is this? Summer? Spring? Summertime.
Đây là phố Hang Vuom. Tôi vẽ vào 7 giờ sáng.
7 a.m. on a summer day.
Thì mai tôi sẽ vẽ tiếp Và ở đây có một bà cụ cắt tóc rất là hay. Tôi sẽ đưa Andrew ra đây để thử.
Viet is so familiar with the alleyways in the old quarter because he has spent a lot of time wandering around and looking for landscapes to draw in his pictures.
Mời ông. Đây là điển hình cho một cái ngõ phố cổ. Không gian riêng là rất hạn chế. Mọi thứ đều phải chia sẻ để hòa hợp với nhau.
Wow, you really get a look into people's lives here. Amazing.
What's interesting is that even doing business in the alleyways can become profitable. As Viet continues with his drawing, Andrew follows his recommendation and explores a restaurant in an alley on Hong Bom Street.
I'm told one of the capital's most beloved restaurants is down this alley. Could it really be? Let's find out. Wow, this is really dark and long. I wonder if I have the right instructions. A restaurant? Oh my goodness. This is narrow. Oh, there's light at the end of the tunnel. There must be hundreds of people living here. Oh, look. I must be on the right track. Beefsteak restaurant. Ah, right around the corner. Oh, I can't believe this. Wow. Xin chào. Oh, this must be the kitchen. Oh, and look at this. Oh, xin chào.
Xin chào.
Visiting Ong Loi Beefsteak restaurant when it has not yet become crowded, Andrew luckily has a chance to talk with Mr. Loy's wife, who is 95 years old. This restaurant was opened by Mr. and Mrs. Loy in 1980. But beefsteak and other dishes in the restaurant had been cooked by him many years before. He was a chef with many years of experience in cooking Western-style food in Hanoi.
Hai người đứng bám.
Yes.
Chính bếp đây ông. Tôi chỉ làm những món mà phụ cho ông thôi. Bán hàng cái này. Ông ấy chỉ chú trọng vào cái món của ông ấy. Món bít tết là một, món súp là hai. Thế mới lại chim quay. Rồi món pate của ông ấy. Nhưng mà quý nhất cái món bít tết của ông ấy. Trước đây là theo Tây làm chỉ khô thôi. Không có sốt. Nhưng ông ấy về ông tạo lên cái sốt.
Mr. Loy passed away some years ago, but his wife and all 5 daughters are still maintaining the restaurant as a way to keep his enthusiasm and passion alive.
Vì nhà chỉ bán chiều thôi. Các cô đi làm xong rồi về giúp cho bác.
How many people know the secret recipe of your husband's original sauce?
Chỉ có làm đúng như ông ấy làm, không có bí quyết.
What is the capacity of your restaurant?
Gần 200 rồi, cả nhà ngoài nữa.
Nearly 200. Wow, you have many rooms. Do any of your customers ever get lost coming down that alleyway to find you?
Chưa có ai lạc cả.
Have you ever thought of hiring someone as an escort out on the street to help people find their way here?
Người ta thích thì ta tự tìm đến, không bao giờ phải mượn người để đón khách.
Cảm ơn bạn.
And as the mouth-watering smells come from the kitchen, Andrew cannot wait any longer to try dishes made with decades-old recipes of the family.
Look, very tender inside. Oh. Brings me back to my childhood. Very tender, well marbled. Probably the best grade of Vietnamese beef you can get. That's part of their secret. But the sauce, savory, perfectly complements the beef. Not too heavy. Seems like it might have some mushrooms and onions in here. And the fries go perfectly with the beef. I'm in heaven.
Despite lying deep inside a small alley, Ong Loi Beefsteak Restaurant is rarely quiet. Besides regular visitors living in the old quarter, the restaurant is also a familiar dining place for many people from Saigon, overseas, Vietnamese and foreigners whenever they drop by Hanoi. Perhaps their passion for cooking that has been passed down for 2 generations is the thing that helps this family keep customers coming back for decades. Walking along Ly Quoc Su Street, you'll easily come across an alley that has a long history, but also boasts typical urban changes of Hanoi. That is Ngo Huyen, Huyen Alley. The name Huyen, meaning district, originates from the fact that this alley used to be the path to the administrative headquarters of the To Suong district, one of the major administrative areas of Thang Long imperial capital in the past. Nowadays, this alley is a bustling small street that boasts restaurants, hotels, travel agencies and residential houses side by side. Huyen Alley's cross-cultural traits and the vestiges of various historical ages attract many tourists. French architecture is also a heritage that is still being preserved inside Hanoian alleyways. More interestingly, some local families are still maintaining the original decor and furniture styles of their houses. Mr. He's family, living in Hang Bong Street, is always proud of their residence. The living room is so nostalgic that it reminds people of the life of a Hanoian intellectual family decades ago.
Với một không gian to như thế này, không có cột trống, nên thời kỳ đó thì làm đường rất hiếm. Và lại thứ hai là kỹ nghệ, người ta làm hoa văn trên tường này, hoàn toàn là làm bằng tay. Những cái này là cái giá trị lịch sử của cái kỹ thuật xây dựng.
I'm intrigued by the bas-relief pictures on the walls. The only other place in Hanoi I've seen these is at the Hoa Lo prison. How they came to be done in the house?
Cái nhà này xây vào những năm 1930. Đây là trụ sở của một công ty của một ông tư sản yêu nước người Việt Nam. Cụ Nguyễn Sơn Hà. Cụ Nguyễn Sơn Hà chuyên về cái nghề như vậy là làm cái vật liệu xây dựng như là các loại sơn, sơn cửa, sơn các hầm tàu, sơn các công trình sắt thép. Mà cái salon này là cái salon tiếp khách của cụ Nguyễn Sơn Hà. Nên hai bức phù điêu này đều mang phong cảnh và đặc thù của Việt Nam. Bức tranh đấy là nói lên một cái nghề của người Việt Nam trên những con sông nước. Thì người ta thả những cái vó bè và cuộc sống lênh đênh trên mặt nước, suốt đời ở trên mặt nước. Kia là cây chuối. Những cái buồng chuối này thì ta có thể đi bất kỳ nơi nào ở Việt Nam đều gặp nó cả.
So your children have grown up in this house and moved away. You choose to stay here. Why is that?
Và chúng tôi phải ở đây để chúng tôi thờ cúng tổ tiên. Tất cả thế hệ này là chúng nó ở tất cả những khu đấy rồi. Và đây là chúng tôi ở để chúng chăm lo nhà thờ. Khi các con chúng tôi nó nhiều tuổi rồi, các cháu lại về đây chăm lo nhà thờ. Đấy là cái hành trang của những người Hà Nội cổ là như vậy.
Dozens of years have passed, but the sound of piano always fills this house every evening. Those are the melodies showing Hanoian intellectuals' pride, national patriotism, and strong attachment to Vietnamese culture. Hanoi's alleyways are famous, not only for being super narrow, but also their hundreds of years of history. The western part of Hanoi used to be suburban, with famous ancient villages such as Yen Tai, Ho Cao, Dong Sa, that are known for their age-old architecture. All of these villages have many alleyways, whose establishment reflect local history and culture. For example, visitors to Dong Sa village can enter through its main gate and exit through the alley 460 on Tuy Quay Street.
Ngõ chính, trên ngõ khắc cái chữ An Đông Chính Lộ, tức là đường chính vào làng Đông Xã, xây dựng cách đây hơn 200 năm. Cái ngõ 460 là ngõ trước chỉ là một con đường rất nhỏ. Vào cuối thế kỷ 19 thì nhà thờ đạo xây dựng ở đó. Các cha cố đã làm con đường rất rộng, đường lát gạch nghiêng để bà con giáo dân các vùng đến đây để làm lễ.
This cathedral is small, located in the middle of a cramped residential area. An-tai Cathedral was built in the style of Renaissance architecture and was meticulously decorated. The front side of the cathedral was carved with Latin words saying Mater Doloroso ora pro nobis. According to the elderly living in this parish, this cathedral was built between 1893 and 1907 and is now one of the oldest cathedrals in Hanoi. Today, the An-tai Cathedral is one of Hanoi's ancient cathedrals whose original architecture is still being preserved. The western area of Hanoi is also witnessing a boom in construction. In the past, this area was mostly paddy fields, but has now become roads, houses and shops. At the same time, village paths have become alleyways that are numbered in order.
You know, the incredible thing about exploring Hanoi's alleyways is you never know what traces of past history you're going to stumble upon. We are here in northwest Hanoi at 85 Dung Xuan Tuy Street, an ancient alley that used to be known as Da Lok, which is associated with a trade that people that live here have been engaging in for centuries. Let's go in and have a look.
Da Lok Alley is similar to any other alley in residential zones around Hanoi. Houses with alley frontage are often turned into shops or rented out as places to do small business. Spacious areas along the alley are often occupied by vegetable vendors who sit there all day selling vegetables to local residents. Few households can still maintain the village's traditional craft.
Làng Hậu Cốm Vòng quanh đồng của chúng tôi 600 mẫu ruộng. Nhà tôi cấy ít nhất phải hơn mẫu. Ngày xưa toàn làm cốm của nhà nhiều. Nhưng mà bây giờ ai thích thì làm, ai không thích thì bây giờ có cái đại học sư phạm đây này. Đất người ta rộng, người ta làm nhà cho sinh viên thuê. Nhưng người ta chỉ thu cái tiền ý là đủ sống. Người ta không cần làm cốm. Nhà tôi thì vẫn phải giữ nghề. Các cụ truyền cho tôi truyền cho con lại truyền cho các cháu. Thế thôi vẫn cứ giữ nghề. Cốm Vọng rất ngon. Mà
Ở Hà Nội này người ta lại ưa chuộng, thế cho nên là làm ra là bán được.
Yeah. Look how beautiful this is. This is young rice that's harvested about 20 days earlier than normal rice. And we're going to stick it in the roasting pan in the oven. Ah, the smell is wonderful.
Lady Kuhn's grandchildren are still making com these days. Although they have applied some machines to reduce manual work, the recipes and the core techniques still remain unchanged.
Wow, what a privilege to be able to take part in such a centuries-old tradition. The aroma is beautiful, toasty, nutty, buttery. What a delicacy this is.
It is said that the craft of making com started hundreds of years ago. Heavy rain damaged rice fields that were not ready for harvesting. In a vain attempt to save their efforts and crops, Vum villagers collected young rice and roasted it for food. To their surprise, young rice turned out to have delicious tastes and smells when roasted. From then, Vum villagers started making com and selling it to residents of Hanoi. As their experience in making com has gradually been accumulated and passed down from generations to generations, com has become grainer, more glutinous and aromatic.
Mình cảm thấy rất vui vì mình vẫn còn giữ được cái nghề cổ gia truyền của gia đình. Đấy. Chứ không phải như các ngõ khác người ta đô thị nhanh quá, đâm ra là người ta bỏ hết các cái nghề.
Andrew has now returned to Hangbom Street to keep an appointment with Viet the painter. Viet intends to complete a sketch of the street where he lives.
I am on Hangbom Street in the old quarter of Hanoi at 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning getting my very first sidewalk haircut in Hanoi. My friend Viet has been showing me around the alleys, and it's amazing the people you meet. One of those people is Miss Tu, who's almost 80 years old, and she's been giving haircuts for a long time. So this morning, here on the sidewalk, I will get my very first and earliest haircut ever.
Yên tâm. 60 năm rồi, 60 năm trong nghề rồi, khỏi lo. Lần trước người ta cắt cho ông đã bị ngấn thế này. Các cái ngấn này, bây giờ tôi cắt là không có cái ngấn này.
In explaining how I wanted my haircut, I had to use very few words because she's such a professional and has been doing it for over 60 years. She knew how my hair is styled. Miss Tu, how many haircuts have you given in your life?
Cắt như thế là 60 năm, 15, 16 người khách trong một ngày.
And you must meet some very interesting people. What age was the youngest person that you've ever given a haircut to?
Trẻ thì từ mới được mấy tháng tuổi. Và già thì những người 8-90 có cắt hết. Và kiểu nào cũng được.
Sharpening a razor with a leather strap is something you don't see every day. Certainly not in the USA where I come from.
Xong rồi, ông thấy thế nào?
Oh. Wow. I've lived in Hanoi a year, and this is the best haircut I've had.
Lùa con dao xuống lưng ông này, ông thấy sướng không?
Very nice.
Không còn một lúc nào.
Just the way I like it.
Previously, Mrs. Tu was a hairdresser in her own house. That is a small room in an alley. But she decided to move to the pavement to enjoy the bustling atmosphere of the old quarter, though she only works from 7 to 9 every morning. When this shop opens, she also packs up her hairdressing tools. Mrs. Tu interests her customers by her devotion to her job, as well as her joviality and positive viewpoint of life.
Không có những thứ mình yêu thì hãy yêu những gì mình có. Phải thực hiện câu này.
Yes. I see that.
Đây, còn cái đài vẫn nghe đài.
You know, an inside barbershop has nothing over on Miss Tu. She even has music to play. And look at her beautiful setup. All the essential tools are here. And up here on her mirror, in Vietnamese, something that is translated to, if you don't have what you love what you have. That's beautiful. That's what keeps her young.
Tôi rất yêu đời.
Yes.
Viet has finished his sketch. Hopefully the colours of alleys and streets in the old quarter will give him more inspiration to turn it into a beautiful painting. A unique feature of Hanoi's alleyways is that each and every one of them has at least one Cha Da stall, where you can talk with friendly local residents and watch life happening inside the alley.
We hope you've enjoyed this fascinating look at Hanoi's glorious alleys, where far from public view, a walk down a narrow passage, you can stumble upon an ancient trade, a historic church, an artist's live-in studio, or a beloved local eatery, where some of the capital's most fascinating people call home, and so very Vietnam. We hope to see you on another episode. For now, this is Andrew for Vietnam Discovery. Thank you and Tam Biet.